We are back with another Christian review of regular books, and today we are discussing Listen for the Lie by Amy Tintera. For those of you who have never seen one of my Christian reviews before, you can go to the video that's at the top of this playlist and watch what these Christian reviews are all about. But for now, we're just gonna get into my regular review. Listen for the Lie by Amy Tintera is an exceptional, well-done audiobook. Now, I was told many times to listen to this on audio, so that's exactly what I did, and I'm so glad I did. This book on audio is a full cast narration. It also includes a podcast element, which they had different audio sounds, so it sounded like it was a podcast. It didn't sound like it was just narrators in a sound booth still, and it was super well done. They included sounds of when there was like hitting that was recorded for the podcast. I mean, just top notch. I think this book was impeccably done as an audiobook, and although I had a great time reading this book, I don't know if I would have liked it quite as much if I had read it with my eyes. So I definitely think that this is the book for an audiobook. Now, the storyline itself was funny and witty and clever. I did not guess the twist. Like, I saw the twist coming, not at all. I was totally surprised. And I do feel like it was a pretty clean overall book, super fun and twisty and interesting. And it was pretty clear early on what was not happening, but what was happening, like how we were gonna get there, was super hard to figure out. Ultimately, I rated it 5 stars. This was some of the best time I've had listening to an audiobook in a while. Let's go ahead and get into my Christian review. For my Christian review, I always love to touch on if there's smut or spice, and usually with thrillers, I'm gonna tell you no, but actually there was like 2 scenes in this book that I just had to move past. They were not long, they were not extremely descriptive, but I did have to skip past them a couple different times. So it's something to keep in mind. I will also say that as I was skipping past one of the spicy scenes, it had a kind of like dark romance feel to it that I think had to do with something that was talked about at the end of the book. So there was definitely just a twistedness to it. The second category I always love to touch on is explicit language, and there are a few words in here, but it's not terrible, and I do feel like it's not going to take away from the story or feel very in your face, so that is a win. And last but not least, violence or gore, which because it's a thriller, this is especially important. However, we're discussing in this book about a past event, so everything is being told through the eyes of other beholders who are witnessing a past event, and so the violence or gore is not super severe except for one scene in which you get the whole story. Ultimately, I don't think it's that descriptive, and I think it's pretty easy to read through and enjoy, and I think the overall suspense of the book makes it so much fun. I do still think it's an 18+ book because, again, some of the other content that's in there and just knowing to skip past it, I think is an important piece that happens as we age. If you haven't yet, make sure to like and subscribe and hit that bell so you don't miss any of these Christian reviews, especially my readers out here. Also, I am on Goodreads, so you can see what I'm reading and rating in real time. You can also find me on Instagram and TikTok, and I have my own YouTube channel where I go over more of my book stuff in detail. So make sure to follow me in all of those places because I want to stay in contact with you.